I ranked every doubles move in Pokémon from worst to best. I recently did this same video but with abilities, which I recommend you check out. What I'm considering a doubles move for this video is any move that outright fails if used in a single battle, or is what I am calling functionally useless in a single battle. All of these moves technically won't fail if used in a single battle, but you would almost never use them over another move, or would only ever use them to troll your opponent, like trying to cause an infinite battle with Heal Pulse. I'm still excluding moves that are reasonably usable in singles, such as Fake Out, Trick Room, Tailwind, Protect, Life Dew, Howl, and some others, and I came to this conclusion after a long discussion on a community post, so thanks to everyone who contributed and helped me narrow down the list. I will be ranking these moves in a vacuum, so no points lost for being a signature move limited to one Pokemon, and no points gained for being a very widespread move that nearly every relevant Pokemon gets. Points could still be lost if an item, ability, or other move has a similar but better effect though. Starting off the list at number 18, we have Aromatic Mist. This move increases the special defense of the user's ally. It auto-targets the ally so it can't be redirected and goes through your ally's Protect. It doesn't affect the user, doesn't affect the ally's special attack, and only increases the ally's special defense by one stage. I can't really think of any scenario where you would want to use this move. If you want to boost special defense in doubles, you would use Light Screen so that the user also benefits. You could also set up a Calm Mind or hold an Assault Vest, both of which grant the same 50% special defense boost, but Calm Mind also boosts special attack, and Assault Vest is a held item so it doesn't take up a turn to set up. At number 17, we have Crafty Shield. This move protects the user's side from status moves. It has +3 priority, so it will block all Prankster boosted status moves, but it won't block status moves that target the user, the whole battlefield, or the opponent's ally, like Protect, Imprison, Trick Room, Tailwind, Perish Song, any weather setting move, or Helping Hand. This means that it's essentially limited to blocking Taunt, Encore, Parting Shot, Spore, and Will-O-Wisp, all of which can be countered by held items if you're really worried about them being an issue, so using a whole move to be immune to their effects for one turn isn't really that useful. At number 16, we have Spotlight. This move causes the target to become the center of attention, redirecting moves from its opponents into it, regardless of if its ally used redirection like Follow Me or something. While Follow Me is really good, and being able to ignore it is nice, it's not worth hard reading your opponent and giving up your ally's turn. Your efforts would be much better spent doubling into the opposing redirector to knock them out, or using a spread move that can't be redirected. And no, this move does not cause the opponent to attack its own ally. If it did that, then it would actually be good. At number 15, we have Quash. This move causes the target to move last in that turn, regardless of their speed or any priority effects they used that would have affected when they were supposed to move. Quash does not have any priority itself, so it's essentially necessary for it to be used on a Prankstermon. In that case, it allows your ally to move before at least one of your two opponents at best. It had some use in Gen 6 before dynamic speed changes were a thing, but after that, Prankster Tailwind is basically just better than Prankster Quash in every way, since it allows you to be faster than both of your opponents, lasts 4 turns, and also makes the user faster on the following turns after it uses Tailwind. At number 14, we have Quick Guard. This move protects the user's side from all incoming priority moves. Like Crafty Shield, it can be used consecutively without fail and has +3 priority, so it will go before most other priority moves, but it isn't even guaranteed to stop Fake Out since Fake Out is also +3 priority. In recent generations, this move has been completely outclassed by Psychic Surge in the priority blocking abilities in terms of counterplay to priority moves, since passively being in effect at all times will always be better than only being in effect once you use a move, the same reason that Foresight is terrible, but Scrappy is good. At number 13, we have Dragon Cheer. This move increases the ally's critical hit ratio by 1 stage, 2 stages if they're Dragon type. Critical hit stages work by having a 1 in 24 chance at level 0, 1 in 8 at level 1, 1 in 2 at level 2, and guaranteed at level 3. At best, Dragon Cheer alone gives your ally a 50% chance to land a critical hit, so they still need an additional stage boost to guarantee a crit. This means that they have to hold a scope lens or use a specific move with a high critical hit ratio to take full advantage of the boost, which really limits your options. Most high critical hit ratio moves only have medium power, and Dragon Cheer also doesn't even stack with focus energy for some reason. At number 12, we have Mat Block. This move protects the user's side from all attacking moves. It has no priority and can only be used the first time the Pokemon is sent in battle. Without priority, it can easily be stopped by Fake Out and Prankster Taunt. If your opponent doesn't have either of those things, you still need to be fast enough to get the move off, and while you could use a Choice Scarf, only working once per switch-in means that you'll have to switch out to be able to do anything again. It also doesn't protect from status moves, so for example, if you're using it so that your ally can safely set up Trick Room, they could still get taunted. At number 11, we have Ally Switch. This move causes the user to switch places with its ally. It has +2 priority and has the effect similar to Protect, where it will decrease its chance of being used successfully if you try to use it multiple times in a row. It didn't always have that effect though, with that nerf being made in Gen 9, and it really hurt its use cases since it doesn't make for nearly as good of mind games anymore. With open team sheets, it still allows for some level of mind games, but that's more on if it will be used the first time rather than the second time. At number 10, we have Heal Pulse. This move restores 50% of the target's max HP. It has perfect accuracy and will restore 75% max HP if used by a Pokemon with Mega Launcher. It does not hit through your ally's Protect or Substitute, so both of those combos are off the table, which would be nice since they would allow for some really safe healing options. Still, it's good for when your ally doesn't have consistent forms of self-healing, but not that good since there's Hospitality, which doesn't take up a turn, Life Dew, which can be used through Protect, and Pollen Puff that doubles as an attacking move, which also means that it can't be taunted, the latter two of which I really wanted to include on this ranking, but felt that they were just not quite doubles exclusive enough to count. At number 9, we have Floral Healing. This move is the same as Heal Pulse in that it heals half of the target's max HP, with it also having perfect accuracy, but healing 2/3 max HP in grassy terrain. Since grassy terrain also heals a little bit of HP at the end of every turn, and setting up grassy terrain is easier and more beneficial overall than using it on a Mon with Mega Launcher, since that ability is more offense oriented, it's just ever so slightly better than Heal Pulse. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's on Comfey, which gets triage to give Floral Healing priority by the way, since remember, I'm ranking these moves in a vacuum. At number 8, we have After You. This move causes the target to move immediately after the user, regardless of their speed and any priority that may affect when they're supposed to move. Think of it kinda like the opposite of Quash, where instead of using it on your opponent to make them move last, you use it on your ally to make them move next. This move isn't super consistent because the conditions really have to be right for it to work, and it gives up your ability to attack on that turn, but the payoff can be really high when used right. It can be used by a fast Pokemon on its slow ally to allow it to move first. It can also be used as counterplay to Trick Room, where a slow Pokemon uses After You on its fast ally to allow it to go before its opponents. At number 7, we have Instruct. This move causes the target to immediately repeat the last move it used. This is a very powerful effect as it allows your partner to hit twice, which is especially deadly if your partner has a strong spread move. There are a couple issues with it though that keep it from being placed higher up. Because of the way the move works, you usually want to use it after your ally has already moved so that they use that move again, not the move they used on the previous turn. This means that both Pokemon need to survive the turn, and it can be difficult to set up a scenario where you have the speed control set in such a way that the Instruct Pokemon will go second. It's also really hard to judge because in practice, it's a signature move on a Rangaroo, but considering the fact that Smeargle, the mon that gets every move, barely ever uses Instruct, I think it's fair to not put it higher. At number 6, we have Coaching. This move increases the attack and defense of the user's ally by 1 stage. It hits through Protect and also auto-targets your ally so it can't be redirected. The attack boost is the main reason to use Coaching, with the defense boost just being a nice bonus. Hitting through Protect allows for much safer setups, and since it causes a stat boost, it can be used up to 6 times. Its downsides are that it doesn't have priority, and it's only good for physical attackers, but it's pretty easy to set your team up in such a way that it will always be beneficial. With Intimidate being so common in doubles, Coaching could also be used to offset that attack drop, giving it an additional use. At number 5, we have Helping Hand. This move increases the power of the user's ally's attacking move by 50%. It has +5 priority, and like Coaching, it also auto-targets the ally so it can't be redirected. I went back and forth on which is better between Coaching and Helping Hand, and I ended up giving the favor to Helping Hand for 2 reasons. Helping Hand has priority, while Coaching does not, meaning that you're essentially guaranteed to get it off since it's +5 priority, the highest of any move in the game. It can also be used on physical and special attackers instead of just physical attackers, and while it doesn't affect defense, like I said with Coaching, the defense boost isn't really why you're using Coaching, so not having it isn't a big detriment. At number 4, we have Decorate. This move increases the target's attack and special attack by 2 stages each. It hits through Protect and has perfect accuracy. While Helping Hand is more consistent than Decorate, the payoff of Decorate is high enough that I think it's better overall. Hitting through Protect can allow for much safer setup opportunities just like Coaching, but boosting by 2 stages and working on attack and special attack makes it the ultimate ally setup move. Like the previous entries, it's great for when your ally doesn't have consistent setup, with Decorate allowing them to have the effects of Swords Dance and Nasty Plot. At number 3, we have Wide Guard. This move protects the user's side from all moves that target multiple Pokémon. It has +3 priority, can be used consecutively without fail, and also protects the user from its ally's spread move if it's a move that hits all surrounding Pokémon like Earthquake. This is a move whose viability really depends on the meta, and in some metas like Reg I, you could even argue that it's number 1. In other metas like Reg H or F, it's more of a niche pick, but overall, I think it still deserves a spot this high up. Many restricted legendaries rely on spread damage to be effective, such as the Calyrex Riders, Groudon, Kyogre, and Terapagos, with spread moves being the only source of damage for some of them. Like Ally Switch, just knowing that your opponent has it in open team sheets can create mind games of whether your opponent clicks it and renders your spread move useless, or if they don't click it, possibly allowing you to use a spread move. At number 2, we have Rage Powder. This move causes the user to be the center of attention, redirecting all single target moves from opponents into the user. It has +2 priority and is a powder move, so grass types, Pokemon with the ability Overcoat, and Pokemon holding the safety goggles will be unaffected. Having one bulky Pokemon tank all the hits from your opponent gives your ally significant safety to allow them to set up their offenses, set up speed control, or just go right into attacking. Along with being a powder move, its drawbacks are that it's +2 priority, so it will still lose to Fake Out, and it has no effect on spread moves, but spread moves have their damage cut by 25% in doubles, so either way, your ally won't be taking full damage from any attack. And finally at number 1, we have Follow Me. This move has the same effect as Rage Powder, having +2 priority in redirecting all moves from opponents into the user, without the drawback of being a powder move that certain Pokemon can be immune to. To this day, the only things that ignore the redirection from Follow Me are Spotlight, a super situational move that's not even in the game anymore, Propeller Tail and Stalwart, 2 signature abilities on mons that would typically rather use other abilities, and Snipe Shot, a signature move on a really underwhelming mono water type. Due to its incredibly useful effect, lack of counterplay, +2 priority, and consistency since it can be used consecutively without fail, Follow Me is my pick for the best doubles move in Pokemon. And that's every doubles move ranked. Let me know if you disagree with any of my placements and where you would have placed them instead. There were a lot of moves I left out that I didn't quite think counted as doubles moves, and I was even thinking of ranking all of these borderline doubles moves in a more casual style on my second channel, so let me know if that's something you'd like to see. Anyway, if you want to support me and my channel, just leave a nice comment since I do read all comments. You can also become a member for 99 US cents a month to get a badge next to your name and early video access like all of these lovely people. If you want bonus content, check out my second channel, Extra Bell, where I post videos I've scrapped from the main channel as well as more casual, unscripted videos. Likes are also one of the ways that YouTube determines if a video should be passed around to more people, so if you feel that this video deserves to be, I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching.